it's almost a situation where you already have something really valuable and it's your own individuality. And to try to conform to what everyone else already does is basically to lose that. So you're already your own individual guy. Like, no one has lived your life. Try to show that part off.
This is the problem with the take it easy generation that we're living in, the take it easy mentality, the seeking balance mentality. And so that's what I really said on this post. And of course, some asshole decides that, hey, bro, that sounds a little extreme. Why don't you take it easy? What's wrong with sleeping in a little bit? Now, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with sleeping in a little bit. This is the problem with the take it easy generation that we're living in, the take it easy mentality, the seeking balance mentality. I'm not saying be so lopsided that you're just making all this money, but you're massively out of shape and that you have eroded your relationships and you're mentally distraught. But by God, the take it easy mentality, some of you have drunk from that well far too long, right? I'm here to challenge you. If you have this take it easy mentality, can you consider being a little harder on yourself? Can you stop letting yourself off the hook?
Your job is to try to be the best basketball player you can be, right? To do that, you have to practice, you have to train, right? You want to train as much as you can, as often as you can. So if you get up at 10 in the morning, train at 11, right? 12, say 12, train at 12, train for 2 hours, 12 to 2. You have to let your body recover. So you eat, recover, whatever. You get back out, you train, start training again at 6. Train from 6 to 8, right? And now you go home, you shower, you eat dinner, you go to bed, you wake up, you do it again, right? Those are 2 sessions. Right, now imagine you wake up at 3, you train at 4, you go 4 to 6, come home, breakfast, relax, blah, blah, blah. Now you're back at it again, 9 to 11, right? You relax, and now all of a sudden you're back at it again, 2 to 4, and now you're back at it again, 7 to 9. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4.
I was training for the fight game, but no one in Ireland had made it in the fight game. An Irishman in the UFC was literally, and I mean literally, laughed at. We were laughed at when I said we were going to get to the UFC. Myself and my team were going to get to the UFC. Never mind get a win. Never mind even get a win in the UFC. Then win a belt. Then win the second belt. I've just used all that fuel that I'm not supposed to do it, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to outwork everyone that says I cannot do it. And that's what I did, and that's how I rose up, and long may it continue.
And we could strip away the resistance of fear, of the negative conversation, of having that inner critic talking to you about the limiting beliefs hey, you can't do this. The last time you tried this, you failed. Then all of a sudden you take away the fear factor of suffering. And now you get a 1-to-1 ratio. See, when it's discomfort and growth, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Your job in life, my job in life, is to step out of our comfort zone. It is to step out of our comfort zone because we know that staying in our comfort zone is going to hurt. It's going to create a lot of regret. It's going to create a lot of missed experiences, a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of missed love, a lot of missed financial benefits.
I used to...
World champions that are prepared to do the most boring work with the least amount of complaining.
The expos, to see an expo, everyone just left London and they are getting after it. This year is their year. I saw Sawyer Cladd, I saw David Lade, Phil Heath was there. This is going to be sweet. In a week, that motivation is going to dwindle because this is the just for show part. And in the moment, it's you can't forget that all happened before. But it's easy to when all you see is that end result. Like when we're all in matching track suits, we're a freaking Gymshark team. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, everybody is now going back to where they belong. Or not belong, but back to where they're from.
To do the boring stuff.
And they're all going to get back to work.
And I just really like that idea.
Because I kept my promise to myself, I'm more likely to stack more wins. So now I've had my 30 ounces of water. I sent out my 3 gratitude text messages. And then I listened to my favorite channel on Spotify. For me, it's the Jack Johnson channel. It's very chill, and I'm listening to Jack Johnson as he's serenading me as I'm showering. And then I go downstairs and I turn off Jack Johnson, have my coffee, my protein shake, and I'm working on my laptop on my GSD list. You see how I just keep stacking wins? And then by 9 a.m., I'm headed to my gym. And again, I'm stacking wins. By the time I get to HQ at 11 o'clock, I am ready to dominate my day.
He said, screw it, forget it, done, no more.
No.
Never.
No. Well, no. Why? Right? Because, you know, as time goes on, I'm sitting there 70, 80 years old, and I'm going to be wondering if I could have come back from this injury. I don't want to wonder. I want to find out.
We got to get to that 60-point game.
I want to see, man.
We got to get to that game.
Yeah. If the critics are out there saying he's done, he'll never come back, well, maybe you're right. Maybe you're not. But let's find out.
Called the misogi, which is an experience that comes from the Japanese culture. And in the misogi culture, the whole idea there with the misogi is to put yourself under pressure, to put yourself under stress for a long period of time to prepare yourself for the upcoming year. It's something that they do towards the end of the year, November, December, preparing for the upcoming year to be even more prosperous. One example of misogi that I remember reading about is, dude would stand under the waterfall, like a raging waterfall in the cold for 4 hours, and he would just go to this place. Now, is that suffering or is that discomfort?
Even now that I'm retired, everything that I've learned from the game of basketball, I've carried it over into life. Like basketball has helped me be a better person, a better friend, a better father. Well, because there's life lessons that are within the game, like communication, like unselfishness, like attention to detail, and empathy and compassion. Like all those things are in the game. And as an athlete, if we are aware of those things, it helps us become better human beings.
And you can apply that toward your post.
You're going to walk, jog a mile, right? Simple as that. You're going to walk, jog a mile, nothing more than that. And then literally the next day, you're going to walk, jog 2 miles. And then you're going to take a day off to recover. And then the next day, you're going to walk, jog 2 miles. And then the day after that, you're going to walk, jog 3 miles. And then take a day off. And then the next day after that, you're going to jog a mile, walk half a mile, and jog another mile. And you can see how it's stacked up. And before you know it, about 4 or 5 weeks in, I'm like running 8 miles straight. And I'm like in disbelief. I'm in disbelief because I had created the story in my head that I am not a runner.
So I think that's where it's almost like it shouldn't be, but it is. Like it shouldn't happen. People shouldn't be mean, but they are going to be. That's just how it is. So that's where it's actually your responsibility to try to be impervious to it, because you're kind of suffering in your own mind. Because it was your choice to let it in and get upset. Because if you were a little kind of like, I don't want to say mentally tougher, but kind of if you could take a little more stoic approach like that, then you wouldn't even get upset about it in the first place.
What does that stoic approach look like to you?
This is the problem with the take it easy generation that we're living in, the take it easy mentality, the seeking balance mentality. And so that's what I really said on this post. And of course, some asshole decides that, hey, bro, that sounds a little extreme. Why don't you take it easy? What's wrong with sleeping in a little bit? And I'm going to tell you what's wrong with sleeping in a little bit. This is the problem with the take it easy generation that we're living in, the take it easy mentality, the seeking balance mentality. I'm not saying be so lopsided that you're just making all this money, but you're massively out of shape and that you have eroded your relationships and you're mentally distraught. But by God, the take it easy mentality, some of you have drunk from that well far too long, right? I'm here to challenge you. If you have this take it easy mentality, can you consider being a little harder on yourself? Can you stop letting yourself off the hook